So we continue that and polyalbumin and allotropy. So polymorphism and allotropy. So some materials may exist in more than one crystal structure is called as polymorphism. So when I talk about the polymorphism, so the most of some of materials we have a more than one crystal structures. So that is talk about the polymorphism. If the material, the element solids is called as allotropy. If the material is an elemental solids is called as allotropy. For example, allotropy in the carbon, which exists in the diamond, graphite, and amorphous carbon. So this is about the allotropy. So next we move on about the polycrystalline materials. So a solid can composed of many crystalline grains and not align with each other. So it's called as polycrystalline. So meaning of, so we have one solid we composed together so in a crystal grains, but it's not aligned with each other. So that is talk about the polycrystalline. The grains, you know the meaning of grains will be there. So it can be more or less aligned with respect to each other. Okay. And we talk about the solid solutions. So we're moving on next topic about the solid solution. So what is metal solid solution about? So the metals usually form a homogeneous liquid solution in a liquid state. Okay, so what is the meaning of homogeneous? It's a uniform distributions. Okay, so the metal usually from the homogeneous liquid solution in the solid state. Even after the transition to the solid state, the metal retains the homogeneous and the stability. A solid solution is said to be formed. So when it's making a solid state, the metal will be retained to the same homogeneity. After melting stage, it will retain to the original solid condition. So you have to maintain still homogeneous stability and the solid solution is said to be a form. So copper atom or solvent atoms and Zn and Sm solute atoms. So we can take it as a copper as a major solvent and Zn is take it as a solute. So this form the individual crystal structure of one and form substitution solid solutions. Okay, so it's called a substitution solid solution. So first, so solid solution, we talk about the substitutional solid solution and intrinsic solid solution. So even the substitution solid solution, we categorize with them. So disordered type and ordered type. So next you follow them. What is disordered and ordered type? Okay. So first, before you talk about what is substitution solid solution, there is a direct substitution of type of atom from another to the solid atom. So we take it as one major atom and we add another to the one solid atom. So we are making solvents. So you enter to them and they take the position to the solvent atoms. So the solute takes the solid position, it will transfer them. So it forms the solute, the solvent atom pass equal or approximately equal diameters. Okay, so the meaning is we have taken it as a solvent and solute atom. The solute will be exactly to replace the solvent position. That is called direct substitution. Just you can interchanging the solute to the solvent places. Okay, it's almost more or less equal diameters. So in that condition, we talk about the disordered type and ordered type. So the solute atom does not occupy any specific position, but distributed at the random lattice structure on the solvent is the condition is called as disordered. So we are arranging, it's not in form method now. You can go for the zigzag conditions. So the solute can be passed to replacing the solvent atom in a not in arranged manner. So that is talk about the disordered structures. So when this type of solution, the core contains more atoms are higher melting point and compared to the outer fringe. So it's called a low melting points. Okay. So you understand this substitution solid solution, disordered type and ordered types. So you can see that the major solvent and solute atoms. So how they exactly solute atom replace to the solvent atoms. So there will top one will show about the disorder types and below one then disorder type. So we are arranging the one line in the condition for a solvent and solute and solvent and solute in arranged manner. That is talk about the order type and disorder types. Okay. So you can talk about now you understand what is the meaning of order type or subsolution. Yes, obviously. So the layer disorder condition, but how do you compose the order condition? Simple. Later when cooled slowly undergo rearranging the atoms. After the heat treatment conditions, we have to cool in the very slowly. And then atom automatically rearrange to the order condition. It produces uniform distribution of the solute and then solvent atom. So this they define move to the position in the lattice. So this is called as order type. First initially will be a disorder condition. They automatically the solvent will be randomly replacing the solute atoms. At the condition we have heat treatment. After that will cool down slowly. There will be arranged to the atom will be solvent and solute atom will be arranged uniformly. Now we move on to the institutional solution. So morning is, so you already know that we will be replacing the part. But if you are replacing the when the atom will be very small compared to the solvent atom, so that is unable to substitute due to the larger diameter difference. So the being is you have to replace it, the solute atom to replace the solvent atom, but it will be a diametrically very small due to the larger diameter difference. The fit will be interference, the space will be a lattice. So the atomic size factor is not only a reason. Some instances solid atom are dissolved much more readily in the transition. So example in what is it? Fe, nickel, Mn and chromium, etc. This is the material is called as intentional solution. Simple. So the atom is not in same diameter. It will replacing that. We forming the gap will be lattice structures. They will be fit and be interface. So it's called as intentional solid solution. Now, so these are the basic terminology about the material science. So what is meaning of compound? What is meaning of compound? So the pure metal are compounds. Example, copper, zinc. So in the form of copper, zinc alloy and sugar, water is just like you can add up with them. So that is called as pure metal or compound. So if you have compound, we can combination as combination. And pure metal is a single one. So that is called as component. Okay. Next we move solvent. Solvent is already know that it's a major solution. Which you are taken as a major one, that will be a priority. For example, if you take aluminum alloy, the aluminum is a major one. So likewise, which one is a major host? The host person. The major component in the solution is called as solvent. And obviously, minor component is talk about the solute. So the dissolved item, minor component in the solution is called as solute. And what is meaning of system? The set of possible alloy form same component. So example is iron Barkham system. So if I find the alloys, we have a set of possibilities that so the same component will be generating will be that. So you form the iron carbon system. So you can create the you forming the systems based on the material science principle. You making a system condition. Okay. Then solubility limit. What is the meaning of very important one? Solubility limit. The maximum solute concentration that can be dissolved at a given temperature. So meaning is we have added with them. We have a solvent is there, we have a solute is there. The solute maximum possibility to replace it. So that means it's nothing but a concentration. It will be diluting. Okay, the maximum amount of concentration, solute concentration that is dissolved at a given temperature is called as solute limit. If beyond that, what happened? It's not possible to dissolve. Okay, so that limit is called as solubility limit. Next, you talk about the phase. So the part with homogeneous physical and chemical characteristics. Okay, when a lot of persons so that if you are taking any aluminum alloys, you can see the various phases now. ALSIs, ALFI0. So you forming then each and every metal, we combination the metal to form the new phases. You talk about the phase part of homogeneous physical and chemical characteristics will be present. Is called as phase. Non-phase diagram. Simple. So you know the meaning of phase and the phase diagram. So the graphic shows the phases and represent for the given composition of the function of the temperatures. Okay. Then polyphase material. What is poly? There's so many. So poly means many, all you know that. Phase means you know that combinations. So now we talk about the phase phase. The material which has two or more phases are present. This is simple. We have fake one phases or multiple phases. That is we talk about it. So polyphase material. Then we move on to the eutectile. So one of the very common terminology in the ion topic, you can see that eutectile, peritectile, hypoeutectile. So these are the things. What is meaning of eutectile? So the transforming from the solid phase to other phases upon cooling. Okay, so we are taking after communication from the solid phases and two other solid phases are upcoming the cooling condition. So that is talk about the eutectile. Then what is peritectile? Same, transform from two solid phases to the third phases will come on the cooling. We are taking two solid phases and to the third one, the third solid phases upcome the cooling. So that is called as peritectile. Now we talk about the peritectile reactions. Okay, so you talk about the peritectile reaction. A reaction which a solid gives to a new solid plus the liquid on heating and reverse occur and cooling. So a reaction in which a solid goes to a new solid plus with the liquid of heating and reverse to the occurs and the cooling. So that is talk about the peritectile reactions. Now we get the simple example, steel in an alloy of iron. So the carbon is the most common alloying elements in the impurity. So the iron is and carbon probably most used combination of history in the society. So there is a major reference you take into material science. So the iron carbon diagram plays a major role to understand the basic concepts of the material science. Okay. So these are the percentage of composition. We'll talk about the carbon. So if I talk about the low percentage of carbon, 0 to 2%, we'll talk about the wrought iron categories, and medium iron 0.2 to 2.1 it comes with the steel, and you can talk about the high 2.3 to 4.3 percentages it comes on the cast iron oriented. So wrought iron it comes with pure, ductile, and all you know that strong and bronze, and it has a highly melting point. And steel also it's a higher melting point and it will be much more harder. So and if you have a very high carbon steel, low melting point and forgeable cast only. Okay. So we move on to the iron carbon diagram. It's one of the important one for the material science, and this is very basic to understand that the material science concepts. So a map of temperatures with the different phase changes occurs while very slow heating and cooling in the reaction to the carbon. So in that condition, we can take it as a two diagram. First one, we talk about the type of alloy formed under very low cooling, and next one, you proper heat treatment temperature around the steel cast iron and radially change into the heat treatment. So in the iron carbon diagram that describes the iron carbon systems of alloy contains up to 6.67% of carbon and discuss the phase composition, and their transformation occurs which they during the cooling or heating. So if you talk about the Fe3C combination, the carbon content will be 6.67% of carbon to the fixed composition of iron carbide. So these are the various phases occurs in the iron carbon equilibrium phase diagrams are as follows. So first one, austenite, ferrite, perlite, cementite, martensite, and laterite. So these are the various phases are present in the iron carbon equilibrium diagrams. So first you talk about austenite. What is the meaning of austenite? So austenite is an intermediate solid solution of carbon dissolved in FCC ions, and you know meaning of solubility. So the maximum solubility is 2% and 130 degrees Celsius, and this is highly formability, and most heat treatment begin with the strength of single phase. It is normally not stable at the room temperatures, but under the certain condition it is possible to obtain the austenite at the room temperatures. So in the particularly the solid solution carbon is non-magnetic from iron to stable at the high temperatures. So you talk about the austenite. So it's also in terms of solid solution, and maximum solubility is 2 stages, and it's highly formability, and it's not stable, especially particularly austenite is not a stable one in the room temperatures. Okay. Then we talk about the ferrite. So it is also known as, you know the solid solution. So it is intermediate solid, shows a small amount of carbon dissolved to the BCC ion, and it's stable at the temperature of 9112 degrees Celsius. So the maximum solubility is 0.025% at 723 degrees Celsius, and it dissolves only 0.008% carbon at room temperatures. There will be high temperature condition, 723 degree elevated temperature condition. We talk about the 0.025%. When I consider about the room temperature condition, 0.008, and it is a soft stretches and alpinator. So in that it is a ceramic compound and consisting of mixed oxide of iron and one or more other materials with the ferromagnetic properties. Okay. Then we talk about the perlite. So it is finely laminated mixture of ferrite and cementite present in the cast iron and the steel. So it is formed from the cooling condition. So perlite is nothing but a total mixture and containing 0.8% of carbon, and it formed at 720 degrees Celsius on very slow cooling, and it is very fine plate like laminar mixture and ferrite cementite. So this perlite is nothing but a combination of ferrite and cementite. Okay. So next we talk about the cementite or iron carbide. Is very hard and brittle, and intermetal compounds Fe3C, and it is hard stretches and appears on the diagram, and melting point is unknown. If the crystal structure is orthohumpy, and so probably the cementite is a low tensile strength. Then we move on to the martensite. So yeah, supersaturated solid solution of carbon in the ferrite, and it is formed when the steel is cooled at the rapidly, then changes to austenite to perlite is suppressed. So the interstitial carbon atoms are distracted from the BCC ferrite into BC tangential structures responsible for the hardness of quenched steel. So martensite is super saturated solid solution, and it forms when the steel is cooled so rapidly that changes from the austenite to perlite. Then deliberate. So it is a electrolytic mixture of austenite and cementite. It's a mixture. Okay, again deliberate is a mixture of electrolytic mixture of austenite and cementite, and percentage of carbon content is 4.3 and formed at 1130 degrees Celsius. Okay, so follow that iron carbon diagram how the working principles and carbon diagram we follow the next classes.